So the Sean Fury verse that I want like the main thread or like the power system in the Sean Fury verse is like about human evolution, right? And if we're doing like the Batman Inc. Kind of idea where different people in different parts of the planet, like they all achieve human evolution differently and it's related to their culture. So if you're in India, your version of like evolving yourself, obviously, like let's say just for starting, let's say like the first season of a show is just about bodybuilders. So we got multiple bodybuilders all around the world and they're peaking their physique. They're getting mentally and spiritually, fucking focused. But in India, they're like, they pray to like the Hindu gods and like, they're still peaking themselves, only it's through their spiritual and yada, yada, yada. And then, because Valley actually made a really great point where if you got a nigga in the hood, his version of evolution is going to look a lot different than, a fucking person who was born pampered. And maybe his path to enlightenment is drastically different because, like he's coming up where people are fucking shooting outside of his house and shit like that. Maybe he has a familiarity with guns and he uses that as like part of the way that he defends himself and shit like that. Whereas the pampered guy, like he was raised knowing like, hey, you got to carry yourself as a prince in a foreign land whenever you go out into the world and shit like that. And just different storylines all leading to that same theme of like, when you get to the peak, you are the evolved human in the environment. And like now you're considered a hero similar to X-Men or, yeah, we can go with X-Men because they're like mutants. So that would be like the version of the X-Men. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's the idea. And then the opposition would be like the man who like wants to keep the people fat, using things like AI to displace enhancement, steroids, yada, yada. Like all things that like detract from natural human potential, that would be the bad guy. And then the bodybuilders and the rest of the human evolving people would like be combating against that. That would be like the power struggle. Good versus evil. Cool. Nice.